Hi everyone, we're going to do a quick video here about the bump board shot. This is one of the required photos that you need to have when you're entering a fish in the Derby this coming Saturday. The bump board shot is one that we got a couple questions about during the Derby last year, and one there was a few issues with some of the entries that were done last year. So we're just going to go over it really quick and eliminate those problems for this Derby. Before we get to that quickly, I want to talk about something else that we have mentioned many times, and that is the Derby Guide. The Derby Guide is a 4-page document. It can be found on our website. We've got it linked on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm also going to email it to everybody tomorrow, the day before the Derby. So get registered so that you get that email. But this can easily be found, and this document contains everything that you need to know about the Derby. It has the rules, it has how to download Fish Donkey onto your phone, it has how to register for the tournament. So this is really what you need to read to get started and to go all the way through the Derby and enter your fish properly. So make sure you read this document. It can answer all of your questions. And it's a really good idea to actually print a copy of this off and bring it to the Derby with you, because then you'll have right in front of you your required photos and video criteria. You can easily pull it up on your phone on our website too if you want, but if you like having a paper copy of something with you, print it and bring it with you. Okay, we're gonna flip the camera around. All right, so we've got our bump board. So again, this is only one of the required photos. For all 3 of them, we've done a different video on that, so go watch that video for how you do all 3 in order, but this is just for the bump board shot. Okay, so if you take a look at your bump board when you get it, there's a picture of a fish on here. That immediately tells you the orientation that your fish needs to sit on this bump board. We want the fish pointing left, with the left side of the fish pointing towards the camera, just like the picture of this fish. So I'm going to take my walleye here that I've caught. I'm going to place it on the bump board. This is something that is extremely, extremely important. The nose of your fish has to be bumped up nice and solid to this bump. If we can't tell in your photo whether it's bumped up, even if it's just barely off like this and we're questioning it, that fish has to get denied, because that immediately makes your measurement incorrect as soon as it's not touching. So make triple sure your nose is bumped up against the bump. The other thing you need to do is make sure your fish's mouth is closed. That will be, if the mouth is open, you'll get a penalty. It's 1 centimeter off your length. So make sure the fish mouth is closed, make sure it's bumped up to the bump board, make sure it's in the right orientation, facing left, just like the picture. Then, so for this fish, you would leave the tail nice and flat and measure your longest point. So in this case, the longest is 42. So this fish would measure 42 centimeters. That's an easy one. Now, instead, let's take my northern pike and put him on here. So again, I'm gonna get a centimeter deduction for this if I don't close the fish's mouth. This one is open. I wanna make sure his nose is bumped right up to the bump and touching, and that's obvious in the photo. I go down to the end here and, oh, his tail is too big, it's off the edges. So what you would do in this scenario is you would pinch the sides of the tail just in to the edge of the bump board and then take your measurement here. So on a real fish that isn't made out of paper, this is obviously going to be easier. So this one would come in at a measurement of 40.5. Do not pinch the tail all the way to the center like this. That's not accepted. But if the tail is wider than the bump board like this one is, you can pinch the tail in just to the edges of the bump board like such. Okay, and that is the details of the bump board shot. Go back and watch the other videos for more tips. There's a couple of the videos where we completely go through all of the criteria for all of the shots and the video. Really important to practice. You'll open the Fish Donkey app and join the practice tournament and practice. You can do a setup like this at home, or you can just grab something like a pen or your TV remote and practice entering that in the practice tournament in Fish Donkey. Okay, see you on Saturday.